Well, the Jaguars continued their winning streak yesterday, dominating the New York Jets at EverBank Stadium. Here to talk about it is Alessandra Pontbriand, sportscaster at News4Jax. Good morning, Alessandra.
Good morning. It is a great weekend for Jacksonville, especially Jacksonville athletics.
It is, and we're going to get to the Jaguars because that's, ostensibly what we're talking about. But we have to start with the hometown team that just took state. So tell us what happened with Reigns this weekend.
Yeah, the Reigns Vikings are the 3A state champions. They beat Miami Northwestern, which is a nationally ranked team, actually. So this is a huge, huge win for the Vikings. It's the first state championship for Jacksonville since Reigns won in 2018. So it's been quite a few years, and they were able to go down. And it was such a perfect game. Last 10 seconds, TJ Cole passed to Darius Washington to score the game-winning goal. And it's just so amazing. You know, Reigns is such a good team. Obviously, they went undefeated this season. And if you look at the past two seasons, they were 27-1 because they played 14 games. So they've only lost one game in the past two seasons. And this is such a remarkable team. Donovan Maslin is such a phenomenal coach for the Vikings. And so congratulations to them.
That's huge. And so you say they lost one game in the last two seasons, and the only game they lost was last year.
Was the state championship.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, TJ Cole's a senior. He's the quarterback, so he'll be going out with the state championship, and that's what they've wanted all season long, was to get their redemption against the Bulls this year, and they did. And there was I think there was 12,000 people at that game, and there was a very large crowd for Reigns, and I'm really happy. We were down there. Jamal St. Cyr and Kyle Ashley and Chris Will were down there, and they said it was just one of the best moments probably of their careers, just because the emotions behind the game, but also them just winning. And so congratulations to them.
That's awesome. Well, glad to hear it. Victory Monday for Reigns, Vikings Victory Monday for the Jaguars. And so now this is the fifth Victory Monday in a row. We haven't had one of those in you and I haven't had one of those ever. So that's a great pace.
No, absolutely. And now they're 10-4. It's the first time they've ever won 10 games since 2017. Like you said, they're on the 5-game win streak. And Liam Cohen's franchise's first coach to win 10 or more games in his rookie season. And the Jaguars are great. They're currently sitting number 3. They're number 3 seed in the AFC playoff race. They're obviously atop the AFC South by one game over the Colts and the Texans. And in 2 weeks, they'll be going to the Colts. So it's going to be a big game. But next week's going to be a huge game. But before we talk about that game, let's talk about the career day for Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
I mean, they just absolutely lit up the field. Trevor was 20 of 32, 330 pass yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. I think about a little over 50 rushing yards. He's the first quarterback to ever have that stat line. I mean, he was all over that field.
They're saying this is like a career game, right? This is the best performance he's ever had in a professional football game.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at maybe the Chargers win in the playoffs. Obviously, that half of football was phenomenal. You look at the Chiefs game for Monday Night Football. That half of football was phenomenal. But a complete game, I think this was probably the best game in Trevor Lawrence's 5-year career. And during this 5-game win streak, Lawrence has 13 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. And he's, kind of gone 50% between touchdown and interceptions.
Yeah.
But 13 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
No turnovers.
It's pretty, with the 4 interceptions, but yes, but no, right. So, that's pretty good for, a quarterback that gets a lot of hate usually. But, he's had such a good, span right now. And Travis Etienne said after the game, he was like, I've never seen Trevor play better football. And they won national championships together in college at Clemson. Wow. So that's pretty remarkable. And hopefully you can keep that going. And then Travis Etienne, 3 receptions, 73 yards. But those 3 receptions were 3 receiving touchdowns, including the 45-yard catch and run touchdown in the fourth quarter.
And he celebrated at the end zone there, and this last touchdown doing a little flip into the...
Yeah, he soared through the air and then flipped in the end zone. So you could see, this team's having fun. I asked Trayvon Walker and Brian Thomas Jr. and Jacoby Myers in the locker room after. I was like, how much fun is this team having right now? And how infectious is that? And they all said with big smiles on their faces, they're like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. Everyone loves to win. You put in so much work during the season, each week for, these 4 quarters on Sunday. And they're obviously doing well and they're succeeding. And, Trayvon Walker said it is infectious. Winning is infectious. Having fun is infectious because you want to just keep going and playing harder for each other. But they have a big, big, big game next week. They're going to be at the AFC West leading Broncos. Denver needs to win out to have a shot at the number one seed in the AFC. But the Jaguars need to keep winning to keep the lead over the Colts and Texans. And possibly if they have this big upset next week at the Broncos, they could be looking at maybe a number one seed in the AFC right now. But 1, 2, 3 is Broncos, Patriots, and Jaguars. And there's only 3 games left of the season, which I cannot believe.
Yeah, it has really flown by. Do you get a sense that blowout, the Texans game kind of gave them this kickstart motivation? Do you think that that's something that continues to drive them, or are they just sort of building on the good times now?
I think it's a little bit of both. One, they said after that game that there was like a new standard was set after that game leading into, because the Chargers game, I think, was the next week, right? So after that loss, they said there was a new standard set. And obviously that new standard has been propelling them through each week. But I do think that, some people say winning is kind of addicting or adds to the motivation. I completely believe that.
Fans too. Well, it's great to talk to you, Alessandra Pontbriand. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.